thinner, narrower bases and shatter resistant against drops. Has the era of fragile phone screens really come to an end? Look back 7 or 8 years and screens would shatter at the slightest bump. Every time a phone hit the ground, your heart would beat faster than the screen could crack. That's why every time a manufacturer launches a new product, they heavily promote how much the screen has been upgraded. Yet once the new phone is in hand, people still go right ahead and apply a screen protector, simply not daring to gamble on the screen's durability. However, in the last few years, smartphones seem to be getting more durable and rugged with each iteration. Even though phones still get dropped frequently, shattered screens are much less common. Hello everyone, this is Kanchai. Today we're putting phone screens in the spotlight. This is the Nokia 3310, released in 2000, and its outer screen was made of PC plastic. The advantage was that it was shatterproof, but the drawbacks were even more fatal. After using it for a while, the scratches would become an eyesore. There was a classic joke back then: if your phone fell to the ground, the screen wouldn't break, but the owner's heart would. Why? Because the plastic screen would get so scratched that when you turned it on, it looked like it was covered in mosaics. It wasn't until 2007 when Steve Jobs pulled out the first generation iPhone, changing the mobile industry forever. Gorilla Glass became an instant legend, its hardness far superior to plastic, and it was resistant to scratches, quickly sparking an industry trend. Manufacturers like ATC and Samsung also switched to Gorilla Glass. You could say the arrival of the iPhone raised the baseline for phone screen materials from soft plastic to tempered glass. But here's the catch: while the glass is quite hard, it couldn't keep up with the smartphone era, where screens were getting bigger and bigger. The compressed surface layer, the stress layer, isn't very durable either. Once it hits the ground, it's game over. So after 2007, Myo manufacturers continued to explore other directions. For example, in 2014, GT Advanced, a sapphire manufacturer, kept courting Apple, arguing that with a mass hardness of 9, sapphire is much harder than the 6-7 of tempered glass. So why not mass produce sapphire panels for smartphone screens? However, sapphire has a fatal flaw: while highly scratch resistant, it is almost impossible to bend, so once under excessive stress, it can only release energy by shattering. Tempered glass, while not as hard, possesses greater toughness. It can absorb some of the impact energy by flexing during a drop, unlike sapphire, which would rather shatter than bend. Breakfix once conducted an experiment. A sapphire screen phone was dropped from a height of 1 meter. The screen cracked instantly, while the tempered glass of the same size remained intact. That's why Apple has yet to use full sapphire screens for iPhones, opting to use sapphire only for the Apple Watch and rear camera lenses. This keeps those small surfaces scratch resistant. 2020 marked a major turning point. Apple introduced Ceramic Shield, embedding tiny ceramic crystals into the glass matrix to achieve an effect similar to glass ceramic. This significantly boosted both hardness and toughness, markedly improving the iPhone's drop resistance. The newly launched iPhone 17 also features a major screen upgrade, equipped with the 2nd-gen Ceramic Shield, which triples scratch resistance and adds anti-reflective capabilities. After years of RD, Huawei also released Kundun Glass in 2022, which also falls under the category of microcrystalline reinforced glass. Each square millimeter carries hundreds of millions of nanoparticles, increasing the hardness to 830 IV, with actual tests showing a 10-fold improvement in drop resistance. But one problem still remains. It seems that even the hardest glass inevitably ends up with scratches. Many people have wondered nowadays people don't really carry coins when they go out anymore. Take the bus, and smart locks have replaced traditional keys on front doors, and there aren't any sharp objects in our pockets. Yet the phone screen always ends up with tiny scratches. Where do they actually come from? The culprits are actually grit and dust. Friends with engineering backgrounds should know this. Substances with a moist hardness lower than glass basically won't scratch it. Tempered glass has a hardness roughly between 6 and 7. Even if you take a clean key and scrape it hard against the screen, it generally won't leave a scratch. But sand and grit are different. Their main component is quartz, with a hardness reaching 7, which is just slightly higher than tempered glass. In windy, dusty environments, if you get tiny sand particles on your fingers and then instinctively wipe the screen, it's like scraping the glass with a mineral of higher hardness. As a result, scratches are inevitable. So to sum it up in one sentence, even if the manufacturer claims their glass is sturdy and scratch resistant, I still suggest you apply a screen protector. Take Taurus's original touch screen protector, for example. As an industry leader, it uses quenched high-strength glass that can double impact resistance, making it even more drop and scratch resistant. It's not just about protecting the screen. The original touch protector has also transformed the user experience of phone screen protectors through innovation. It integrates the magnetron sputtering process used in the semiconductor industry and applies it to the screen protector industry. Then a 500 nanometer layer on the glass surface. It incorporates 7 layers of AR optical coating, truly a class above the rest. Thanks to this, the screen protector protector achieves the same anti-reflective effect as the iPhone 17. Compared to other anti-reflective films, it can reduce reflectance by 5 times and extend service life by 4 times. Its performance has passed professional anti-reflective certification by TÜV Rheinland. What's even more impressive is the screen protector's 3D integrated curved edge design, which uses 800 degrees C thermal bending to replicate the exact curvature of a bare iPhone, making it feel smooth and seamless. Combined with a proprietary second-gen oleophobic coating, you can finally say goodbye to sticky surfaces and touch failure, whether in RD or quality assurance. This screen protector continues to surprise. I really didn't expect the screen protector industry to be this competitive. Back to screens, major manufacturers are still fighting for every edge, rolling out new concepts one after another. A major brand recently launched ceramic-infused Gorilla Glass on simulated asphalt surfaces. It can withstand 10 consecutive drops from a height of 1 meter, offering the hardness and feel of ceramic while being lighter and even more drop-resistant. Folding phone makers also claim their new hinges can withstand 200 zero folds and still look like new, meaning screens will become increasingly durable in the future. Everything sounds great, right? But is it possible that everyone in this industry chain has actually been hoping you'd break your screen all along? Sharp-eyed netizens have already seen through the essence of this anti-drop war. It's essentially using technology to solve anxiety, then using marketing to create hype, playing both sides of the game. After all, the more drop-resistant the screens are, the more glass makers profit. But as users gain peace of mind, screen insurance becomes harder to sell, and the less frequently you'll feel the need to replace your phone. Screen RD profits from hardware insurers, profit from the risk of breakage, and repair shops profit from their craft. None of them wants to see their margins shrink. But what about the users? The premium you pay for durability could have bought you 10 tempered glass protectors and 5 phone cases already.